They've been knowing about dude for quite some time, at least 20. He's been doing interviews, writing books.
He was probably terrified for his life.
A new shocking twist is about to rock Diddy's life. And folks, believe me when I say it's not in a good way. Apparently, Tupac's family is one step away of cracking the vicious shooting of the late rap legend, and as Pac's brother Mopreme says, all loose ends lead to the Shawn Puffy Combs. So, here's what happened. A couple of months ago, the media exploded with the headlines that Pac's family hired more lawyers to dig deeper in the claims that Diddy was involved in the shooting. As the tabloids reported back then, the family was planning to pursue legal actions against the disgraced music mogul in case if anything would be found. And folks, if you believe what Pac's brother is saying, we can state that Mr. Combs is currently in big trouble.
For Puffy because he was scared. Yeah, he was scared. Yes, I agree. I do agree.
Diddy has enough legal troubles in his life right now, but it doesn't mean he should be spared for the pain he caused the family of Tupac. As one of the investigators said, I think it's pretty significant. I don't think anybody saw this coming. It's been 27 years. I think anybody had given up hope on any type of prosecution, and this, kind of changes the game and opened things up. But let's wait for the actual investigation results to be announced. And despite the silence about the current movement in this case amidst the newly found evidence against Combs, Pac's family members seem to be very positive about getting enough proof to finally charge him and throw this person behind the bars. The next couple of months are going to be wild, and especially for Diddy because Tupac's brother is saying that neither him nor the police are too stupid to believe in the hip-hop mogul's innocence.
Because we have been working on different legal stuff over the years.
But despite the swirling rumors and logical explanations behind Diddy's involvement in this crime, he keeps denying all allegations and calling them complete BS, but it seems like his actions kind of contradict what he's saying in public. Remember how last year, when the case was reopened, Mopreme gave a big interview saying that Diddy contacted him directly and denied playing a role in the shooting? But this time, Diddy got caught in his lies. You see, folks, a few days before this call happened, Las Vegas law enforcement arrested Kefe D. The prosecution claimed he was the one to execute the rap legend back in 1996. But as his attorney kept saying, Kefe was just the puppet in someone else's hands. And then, this call happened that didn't actually convince Mopreme in Diddy's total innocence.
He was looking at me, and me and my sister went in to see him, and he was trying to tell me something.
Despite the unsolved case of who gunned Tupac in his prime years has been opened again, nearly 30 years after the rapper's demise, it's not like we were getting close to finding the answer. Kefe D insisted on his innocence, and folks, she's got the support of the only person who was right on the site of shooting, Suge Knight. The former producer who was sitting next to Pac in the car when he was gunned down in September 1996 is one of the few people with firsthand knowledge of exactly who eliminated the rap star, and apparently, he doesn't want to see Kefe D in jail for this. As he said, I'm not going to get on the stand and testify. 1,000 I wouldn't go. I wouldn't testify, none of that stuff. Well, it seems like the investigators weren't wasting their time digging into this case, and specifically Kefe D's claims about Puffy playing the main role in the whole thing.
Crazy. It seemed like Puff do that though.
Many fans believe that the investigation was intentionally stalled down, and it may just look that certain figures had paid a lot of money trying to cover the traces that lead to the real culprit. As one person wrote, hate to say it, but they will never connect Diddy to this no matter what Kefe D says. And another user commented, why do they keep it under the rug? Puff should be in jail for a long time. But if the streets keep silence, it seems like the newly found evidence may shed more light on this story. The ongoing saga of the Tupac unsolved case keeps his family on the edge, but if you think they have been simply waiting for the police to do their job, no folks, they got their hands busy with their own investigation and finally linked Diddy to this shooting. Now, it appears that Diddy finds himself uncomfortably perched in the hot seat, potentially painted as the mastermind behind it all. You all know how Tupac's brother, Mopreme Shakur, dropped a bombshell revelation about a conversation he had with Diddy. According to him, Diddy personally reached out to him to deny any involvement in Tupac's 1996 shooting. Puffy called me back in the day. He was like, I just want you to know I ain't have nothing to do with your brother's demise. I know who you are, but we never met, and I just want to call you man to man and let you know that I ain't have nothing to do with your brother's shooting. But skeptical of Diddy's self-announced innocence, Mopreme felt that the mogul was merely trying to secure favor just in case things took a turn for the worse and legal troubles came knocking.
Sounds like a guy that's guilty, man. Him calling you trying to plead his innocence.
Since Kefe D is helping the police to dig to the roots of this case, it's unlikely that he's directly involved, and as Tupac's brother thinks, the ex-gangster is trying to point the police in the right direction. The bullets found in his house were tested by forensic experts, and it was determined that they are not the same that were used to gun down the rap legend. Apparently, this case isn't that simple, and since Keffy D insists he was not acting on his own will, his words are taken seriously now. The alleged suspect of the shooting, guy named Orlando Anderson, was working on his own. But as many other people, Tupac's brother Mopreme doesn't believe that this guy had any reason to eliminate Tupac, and he's impatient for the first official report in this case and Diddy's possible connection.
Learn about it. People, be aware of what's going on in the world, because it ain't going nowhere.
Now, as you know, Orlando Anderson didn't even have the chance to appear in court and face the consequences for making those fatal shots because this guy passed away a couple of years after pulling the trigger and end the rap legend's life, and the circumstances of this own demise were kinda controversial. As Tupac's brother revealed in his interview with Comedy Hype, he couldn't understand why the investigation was delayed and put a pause for almost 3 decades, especially considering the fact that the streets are talking, and there's one person who everyone considers guilty in Tupac's untimely demise.
27 years, yo. 27 years. They've been knowing about dude for quite some time, at least 20.
With new details coming into play, the police say investigation can last for weeks or even months, as the amount of evidence they had found in Keffy D's house is simply enormous. And although everyone seems to agree that there's one infamous music producer named Diddy who will potentially go down as a result of the investigation, the police cannot simply barge into his house just because a lot of people keep saying he's to blame. A former lapped cop, Greg Kading, claimed that Grammy Award-winning artist Shawn Diddy Combs was responsible for hiring a gang to shoot his industry enemy Tupac. And now, when the case has a major breakthrough, Mopreme invites everyone to grab popcorn and watch Diddy go to jail for this.
Competent law enforcement would follow up or do something. I ain't no cop, you know. I don't, you know, but I'm not stupid.
Apparently, Keffy D was playing a role of informant for a long time. New evidence proves that back in 2009, he was involved in an undercover investigation that implicated Diddy hiring a hit. Keffy alleges that Puffy offered $1 million for the job to be done. Keffy gave interviews to police in 2008 and 2009, explaining his insider knowledge of the hit and detailing the alleged moment, and claiming that it's more complicated than anyone thinks. Back then, everyone thought he was just trying to make quick cash by creating a story, but apparently, Pac's family didn't exclude his statements against Diddy from their investigation.
He wanted to do. This is the plan. That was the plan.
It's been almost 28 years since the shooting in Pac's family, along with many fans. Can't wait for the answer to this enigma of the century. Will Diddy go to jail because there are so many clues pointing at him? As one person commented, Puffy walking free is crazy to me. Everything this man has done is insane. He definitely is going to hell. And another user added, Diddy also has immunity because his connection with Obama. He's well connected, he has some dirt on everyone. Well, we'll be praying for that hard because the rapper's family deserves this justice. And what do you think about this, guys? Is Tupac's case finally getting its long-awaited closure? And who do you think will end up in jail as a result of this investigation? Share your thoughts in the comments and check my other videos about the sinister side of the music industry.